Hey, my name's James Nicholson and welcome to this channel. While you're here, do me a favour, please smash that subscribe button and turn the button blue, hit the bell notification, because that will let you know every single time I've got a new video. Now in today's video, I want to talk about something which is a common question I'm asked when we get onto the topic of email marketing. And that's, what is an bounced email? How does it impact our business and what do we need to do about it? Well, if you're using real software, proper software to market your business. So let's give some examples of those. It could be MailChimp. You may have heard of that one. ActiveCampaign is probably the one that I recommend for most of my students and Academy members. We use one called Infusionsoft, which is rebranded as Keep. One of those sorts of softwares. And what they're doing is marketing to people a newsletter, for example. Right, so Chockney's Brownies, who my partner owns, she has an email list, and so on a Monday when she's open for orders, she emails the people in the list and they're aware and they can go and order. Right now, what happens is sometimes people's emails will bounce, and that's a bad signal if you don't deal with it. Right, and so what's happening is these companies, ActiveCampaign, MailChimp, they have to have deals and they report to Google and Yahoo and Outlook and all these companies that they are following processes to make sure that you're not spamming people, right? And so if you are emailing people and lots of emails are bouncing, what that means is that you're emailing someone and the email doesn't exist, or it's going to a full inbox and you're not dealing with it and you keep emailing them, it shows that you haven't got very good list hygiene. You're not taking old email addresses out of your list. That then penalizes you, and then what will happen is your emails that go out are more likely to go into junk mail and stuff like that, which of course we don't want. So there's various types of bounce. First one is called a soft bounce, and what that means is that you've emailed someone. So I might email someone in my list, it might go to their Gmail, for example, and it might come back as a soft bounce. Now a soft bounce could be that maybe their inbox is full, right? It doesn't happen so much these days, but do you remember when your inbox would be full? A lot of these companies give you a limited amount of storage, particularly on a free account, and that means that that person's inbox is full and they can't receive any more emails, right? So that doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong, but if you keep emailing that person and they never clean out their inbox, then you potentially could get yourself in trouble. So what you should do is monitor that, just try another email another day, and if it keeps bouncing, then remove them from your mailing list, right? That's quite straightforward. Now, a hard bounce is a little bit more important, and these are the ones you've really got to keep an eye on. Now, what a hard bounce means is that that email address is either wrong, so maybe there's a typo in the email, maybe someone's filled in an application form on your website and maybe they've mistyped a digit or a letter or a space or an underscore or something like that, right? And so that's really, really important that you guys, if you get typos and you get a hard bounce, that you go and check it. If it's a typo, you go and fix it. Now, another type of hard bounce might be that that email address is just closed, right? And so if you keep emailing people to closed email addresses, Google knows that, right? Because if you're emailing to Google, to the Gmail, and they're like, this person's email address doesn't exist anymore, they'll feed back to MailChimp or ActiveCampaign. If you keep doing it, they'll say that you're not tidying up your list, you're wasting their resources. And so they will penalize you. And so what you must do if you get hard bounces is remove them straight away from your mailing list. You don't want to keep emailing a hard bounced email. That is not good for your business at all, right? That isn't good for your business at all. And so we must look at decreasing this stuff. But when we send out a mail shot, you'll get statistics, right? All of these software have the same statistics. They'll tell you which email address is hard bounce, which email address is soft bounce, and you need to go in there. It's a bit of work, right? And if you haven't done this for a few months, you might get loads of hard bounces or loads of soft bounces that you need to deal with. But trust me, I've got a list of more than 100,000, and every time I send a mail out, because I do this on a regular basis, it's only a fraction. So if I send out to 100,000, it might be 20 people that have hard bounce. If you're sending out to 1,000 people, which is still a decent sized email list, maybe you get 1 or 2, right? So it's not going to be tons and tons and tons and tons and tons. Now, what this also will do is increase your open rate percentage, right? So if you send out to an email list of 1,000 people and 100 of them, bounce, that means that your open percentage, you're going to have 10% that's just wasted because it's gone to people that were never going to open it. So if you actually reduce that list size down to 90 and then you've got 100 people open it, your open rate is higher percentage wise, right? And that's a good signal because Google and Outlook and all these companies, they're looking at when you send a mail shot out, what percentage of people open it. If it's high, as in 10, 15, 20%, more people will get those emails in their inbox rather than it going to the junk box. If you email 1,000 people and only 4 people open it, you're not going to get into the inboxes. They're going to say, you know what, this email isn't very important. It's not very authoritative. I'm not going to put it in there. I'm going to put it into the junk mail. And that's not good for your business one iota. So I hope that makes sense. So we've covered there. What is a bounce email? It's basically an email that you send out that doesn't get into the person's inbox. A soft bounce is where maybe it's full, for example, or maybe they had a technical problem for a moment in time. And so you keep an eye on those. If it happens continuously, then you need to remove them. A hard bounce is the ones that you really got to be focused in on. And if you don't do this, you could ultimately get suspended from your email provider. And that's not good. And it's not something that's like unlikely to happen. It's very likely if you don't clean up your email database. So I hope you found that useful. Do comment below and let me know your thoughts. Give me a quick like on this video, guys. That really, really helps me with YouTube. And look, if you want to get my marketing system, my 5-step system to get more leads and sales, grab a copy of Expert Mastery. I want to give you a free copy of that here today, and I'll put a link in the description where you can grab that here right now. I'm James Nicholson. Do subscribe to the channel. Go and check out all the other videos on here as well. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye for now.